because apparently the West just wasn't ready for these guys without some adjustments. I'm Ashley with WatchMojo, and these are the top 10 anime characters radically changed for America.
Hold it right there, Urameshi. I'll be coming in just a second.
For this list, we're looking at the characters in anime who were changed either physically or narratively in order to better align themselves with American sensibilities, apparently. As always, you can follow this guy right here on Twitter at AshJBo, so head over there, give me a follow, and let me know which one of these annoyed you the most.
We'll see about that.
Prepare to taste the psychic power of my dueling deck, you amateur!
Bring it on, Psycho Boy.
Number 10, Jin, Yu Hakusho.
殴られながら反撃しようとすっとはな。食えねえやつだな!
This is probably one of the least harmful examples of Western changes you'll see in a classic anime dub. Aside from being able to manipulate the wind, what this demon is best known for is his accent, which is rather difficult to discern even for Japanese audiences. So, how do you translate that into English? How about you pick a tricky Western accent and slap it on?
Now we're talking, Urameshi. Your wind's running like a typhoon. If my ears were any pointier, I'd poke out a person's eye.
Thus, all retro anime fans now and forever associate Jin with having a thick Irish accent. And you know what? It sort of works for him.
Guess I'll just rest up here a bit, think myself up another plan.
Number 9, Lenora Pokemon.
Of course, Yamask must have been hiding in the artifacts. That's how it ended up here.
Oh, you don't see what they did to change up this gym leader? Well, best check your copy of Pokemon Black and White again, because if you do, you'll see that the dubbed version of the anime just happened to remove her signature apron. This is likely because her original design was deemed too similar to the black mammy stereotype, which you see in a lot of older American media. On this point, she is also never referred to as Mama like she is in the Japanese version. Again, probably the right move.
Well, it certainly hasn't done anything to dampen your spirit. So you can expect double from me.
Number 8, Momoko, Ghost Stories.
勇敢ですね、皆さん。あら、何かそこに、どこ?
Quite possibly the most radical and nonsensical change made to an anime character, and for all the right reasons. Given how the original Japanese narrative was a giant crock of shambles, the dub actors decided to have a ball and turn this little lass into a radical born-again Christian who would take any and all opportunities to spread the wisdom of Jesus.
You're such brave, strong, handsome men. Have you accepted Jesus as your personal savior?
That and the condemnation of anyone with contrasting beliefs. It's hilarious and crass in all the worst ways, to the point where we consider this version of Momoko canon, and you should too.
When I met her, she was a homosexual destined for eternal damnation. Then she was blessed with holy power. Who knew?
Number 7, Yukito Tsukishiro, Cardcaptor Sakura.
いつもじゃない。今日は特別だ。
さくらちゃんのことだしね。
And you thought they did Tomoyo dirty. Sorry, we mean Madison. Ugh. Turns out the greatest sin this dub of the classic series committed was a fairly common one back in the day, and that's the ceremonious ungaying of its blatantly homosexual characters.
Gee, I can't think of a reason why.
You can ride to school with us anytime.
That means Yukito's desire for Sakura's brother, a character trait and subplot that's a huge part of the whole series, simply becomes another tragic case of excessive bromance. Because, you know, America just wasn't ready for the yaoi back then, right?
Sometimes I can't believe Julian and my brother are friends. They're nothing like each other.
Number 6, Ren Tao, Shaman King. We can just about get over them turning Ryu into a Spanish swordsman, but making Ren full-on British when he and his family are so obviously Chinese, and then calling him Lenny instead, that's a bridge too far.
You don't even look like a shaman. Huh? And he doesn't look like much of a fighter.
In all fairness, Andrew Rannells is trying his hardest with his terrible attempt at a British accent, but wouldn't it have been a better idea to give Lysig the voice, since he's the one who's actually canonically English? Oh wait, this is 4Kids. Of course it doesn't make any sense.
While I appreciate your offer, I'd prefer it if you would all just toddle off.
Number 5, Sanji, One Piece. Speaking of those guys, let's be honest here. 4Kids' handling of One Piece produced a mountain of awfulness and hilarity. With mass censorship across the board and swapping a Laboon out for an iceberg for some bloody reason, there's seemingly no end to it. However, the biggest offense, without a doubt, is what they did to our boy Sanji.
So, guy, if you want to starve, go ahead, but I recommend you swallow your pride and live to see another day.
The accent and the weird, laughable attack names would be bad enough, but not even that can compare to the travesty of switching out Sanji's signature cigarettes for a lollipop. Yes, you're trying not to encourage kids to smoke, good for you, but this is just excessive.
You just told me to listen!
I meant you should listen to what I already said to you, farm boy.
Number 4, Mirvamon, Digimon Cross Wars.
やっと取り戻せたな、ねね。私もお前についてきた甲斐があった。
Granted, it does seem that this particular Digimon is a tad more ravenous in her design than she should be for a kids' anime. I mean, you don't see the likes of Anjuwamon and Lady Devimon flying around and flaunting their camel toemon in every fight. Mirvamon obviously didn't get the memo, which was great for the older fans, because come on lads. But apparently the team working on Digimon Fusion weren't going to risk any loss of innocence, and as such her wardrobe got an immediate do-over.
Medulia Punch!
Digital genocide? A-okay. Digital cleavage? Get out of here with that filth.
It's just so wrong. I must delete my brother.
Number 3, Joey Wheeler, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is it bizarre that a teenager from Japan sounds like a guy in his 30s born and raised in Brooklyn? Absolutely! Does it mean that we'd change it? Absolutely not. Most of us have grown up with Katsuya Jonuchi being Joey the Brooklynite, and we wouldn't have it any other way.
You gotta be kidding me.
Trust me, Wheeler, I know what I'm talking about.
In hindsight, it does make him sound like he's way too old to be hanging around with the other kids and playing card games all day long, but the accent is just so endearing and rooted into Western anime fans' subconscious that this is one ludicrous change we can firmly get behind. Yeah!
You shoved me! After everything I just went through, you go and shove me?
Number 2, Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune, Sailor Moon. Lesbian sailor skirt-wearing superheroes? Not in my anime! At least, this was the opinion of the original dub, who decided that instead of exposing the fact that these two Sailor Senshi were all about that Yuri on American TV, a rapid change was required. Something a little more accidentally incestuous.
What? What?
Yep, their excuse for having Neptune and Uranus clinging to one another like a wholly devoted couple is because they're cousins. Cousins that just so happen to be very, 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 very close. Kind of ironic that in their bid to try and dub away the gay, they ended up turning their relationship into something legitimately ugly.
We can't give in yet. We've got to stay strong, Michelle.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Mr. Popo, Dragon Ball Z.
There seems to be a change coming over him, Mr. Popo. He's not acting like the villain I would expect.
Okay, so maybe those uninitiated in the way of Dragon Ball might have found this lovable caretaker deity to be, well, in the same camp as Jinx from Pokemon, i.e. racially insensitive. It is pretty hard to get away from the whole blackface looking design, so naturally 4Kids decided to step in order to make a last second change before parents could lash out. Their solution? Turn him blue!
It is odd.
To say it's jarring would be an understatement. And while this may have stalled some of the initial outrage, it was eventually dropped in favour of the original Popo later down the line.
Is something troubling you?
So which of these changes annoyed you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Maybe follow this guy on Twitter at AshJBo, check out this other video, and subscribe to WatchMojo.